Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Back again here on a Sunday night for the Blazing Pedals TRJkarting.com Arca series, live from Richmond International Raceway. We're going to be taking on this 0.72 mile track, a little bit longer than a half mile, 300 laps, got 50 to 60 laps for a fuel run. As always, our wheel spin will determine our caution here tonight. If caution comes out before that, there will be no caution, and as always, these drivers will get 4 sets of tires in the pits. But joining me, as always, is Terry the Taffy Man Foster. Terry, how you doing tonight?
Actually, kind of excited for Richmond, Sam. I mean, this track's been known to be either a really fast short track or really slow speedway, however you guys want to look at it. But you're right, 300 laps at this 0.75, 0.72, whatever the heck it is, track. So I think we're in for a hell of an exciting race tonight.
But watching a bunch of guys out here in practice tonight so far, Terry, and it looks like the setup is pretty loose. Looks like it might tighten up here after a few laps, but definitely looking real loose out there. Might be real racing tonight. I hope it is for the sake of these drivers. We need a good finish here tonight. Anybody you need to talk about in the points, Terry? Anything going on with that?
Let me see what we got here. I mean, we got Mark Arthur. He's locked himself in last week with the win in this round of 12. Mark Arthur coming in, winning 2 in a row. He won the Milwaukee race a few weeks back. We got here Jamie Walker running second right now, and Dalton Kilroy running third. That's our top 3 in the points chase at the moment. But again, Mark Arthur is locked in for that round of 8.
So somebody else here tonight is going to be trying to lock their way in. And my question out to Chad is, will a non-playoff driver win tonight? That's my question. I'm going to have to get it out there in chat, actually, Terry. But
yeah, go ahead. And the way this track is, Sam, and watching these guys, it is very possible that we see our front runners, the Carrolls, the Arthurs, the Rutherfords. I mean, we can actually throw them in there now. The Kilroys. We could actually see them guys finish in the back tonight with the way this track and maybe the setup is for these guys.
Trying to get that poll up out there in chat. There we go. All right, so does a non-playoff driver win tonight's event? That's what I want to know from our chat here this evening. And I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight, Terry, but I got to ask, do you have a pick?
Oh, man. You know what? I am one. I just happen to look over who's all in this race tonight. Somebody we don't get to see very often anymore because of true life racing. 92 Blake Decker is my pick for tonight.
All right. Interesting pick. Left field pick, too.
Absolutely. What about you, bud?
I have to think about it because I don't know who I want to screw over tonight. So
well, you could pick Mark. He's already locked in, so it ain't going to hurt him at all.
I could, but can't do that. I'm not sure. Let me think about it here, because what we got to do is we got to start pre-race ceremonies, and starting off, we got Jason Powell with tonight's invocation.
Thank you, Sam and Terry, for all the things that you're doing for us. So let us bow in prayer. Lord, we come to you tonight with a thankful heart. We thank you for all the mercy and the guidance and the strength that you give us. We thank you for giving us another day. We ask you, Lord, to be with us tonight as we race. Help us, Lord, to have fun and to be respectful to one another. We thank you, Lord, for giving us another opportunity to come together. And we ask you, Lord, if there's one that doesn't know you and a free pardon of sin, we ask you, Lord, to soften their heart, break their heart. Help us, Lord, to be a light for you, and so they might come to know you. And help us, Lord, as we go throughout the week, Lord, to try to be a light for you, show people your way, and just go with us, be with our friends and our family. And in Jesus' name we pray, amen.
All right, and thank you very much, Jason Powell, for tonight's invocation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please arise and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem, done as always by Joshua Rutherford. All right, we're back live, and thank you again, Joshua Rutherford, for our national anthem. Everybody, go check out Mullet Music Productions on YouTube. Let's get him to 100 subscribers. We're still waiting on him to hit 100, so I'm going to keep pushing it until he does. Only about 50 seconds left here tonight, Terry, and I still don't have a pick.
Well, I think you got, 20 or 30 to choose from. I ain't for sure here. Let me look.
Got about 26 drivers.
Yeah. So you got a few to drive. Well, 25 because I already took one.
Let's see here. You know what? Let's go out on a limb. Ty Morosco.
That is funny because that is the guy I just clicked on.
That's who I'm going with. Ty, if you're out there watching, you're my pick tonight. Now, Terry, I don't know if you noticed, but I actually broadcasted Tanner's stuff on Tuesday night, and Jason Raymond actually won as my pick.
Wow. So he didn't wreck, huh?
He broke the curse. He broke the curse. So we're going to have to see what happens tonight.
Good deal. Yeah, Ty Morosco, he is in 4th place right now. He's the only one in our top 5 in the chase that has not won a race yet this season. Or he got himself up in there by a race, I guess I should say. No, I was right. He didn't win a race.
Well, qualifying starting off here. First driver out on track I see is that number 18 of Jason Powell. Did tonight's invocation for us. He's going to come out of turn number 4 and take his green flag here for the start of his qualifying run. Down into turns 1 and 2. You can tell that car is loose. These tires are cold. They don't like it.
Yeah, he's going to need a couple laps. All of them's going to need a couple laps. Let these tires warm up when we get this green flag going.
Yeah, you can even see Jason. He kind of went high there in 3 and 4, maybe just trying to gain a little bit of speed, but also add a little bit of temperature into those tires. First lap of 22.89. He's going to have to heavily improve from the times we've seen in practice. Corey Sherman second on the board, Terry, with a 22.71 on his first lap. We're still watching Jason Powell here as he's going to round out of turn number 4 and go across the line to finish his run. He was able to improve. 22.60, 22.660 for the 18 of Jason Powell.
Look at that number 2 spot, 22.54 with Blake Decker, my pick in that 92.
Yeah, it looks like he is electing to go ahead and keep that time. We're going to have to see if it holds there to take the outside pole. Haven't seen Blake in a couple races. Like you said, Terry, out there doing real-life racing, so good luck to him with that as always. Glad to see him out here with us on a Sunday night. 42 of Kyle Wellman going 5th fastest with a 22.71 coming out of turn number 4 to finish up his qualifying run.
And while you're talking about the Kyle Wildman Wellman in that 42, something I found out there yesterday, Kyle Wellman, sorry ladies, he is now taken. He has been officially engaged.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin finishing up his qualifying run. He put it 7th on the board with a 22.73. Seeing a lot of guys in the 6s and 7s. Only one driver so far, Chris Carroll. He was able to put it on provisional pole with a 22.43. But we did see a couple of 3s in practice. As we see Dominic Lee in that number 98 machine. He's going 6th fastest on the board on his first lap with a 22.69. Poliski just went 4th with a 22.59.
Sam, I see out there in chat, we still got people, telling who they're voting for tonight, and still the polls out there. Shelly Cook, she's pulling for the TNA. Hey, you're welcome, Kyle. Shelly Cook out there pulling for the TNA guys. Tonight, the 44, Aaron Bockover, he will be starting front of pits, even though he is out there on the track qualifying to serve a penalty. So he will be starting from the pits tonight.
Which is a smart move, right? I mean, go out there, get that pit stall, get a better pit stall. He's still allowed to do that, but still take your penalty at the same time. So I think that's a good move.
Absolutely. I mean, he may pull a rabbit out of the hat and get up there on the pole. I mean, why not?
See a lot of people out in chat, Terry, saying that Mark Arthur going for a three-peat tonight.
Yeah, I seen that too. Man, that would make Charlotte next week at the Oval, the transition race also, just like tonight. That'd make Charlotte next week really interesting.
Got the 15 of Mike Hamlin out on track. He's good enough for 16th fastest with a 22.79 at 22.79 for the number 15.
Still got what, 3, 6, 7 guys that has not been out on track yet to take a time.
One of them being my pick of time, Roscoe. Tanner Marsh sitting on pit road. Looks like he's getting ready to go out.
As he's rolling that number 4, that stars, I don't know what that is, but got all the stripes and stuff on it. Looks pretty cool.
He's coming out of turn number 4. He's going to take the green flag, start his qualifying run. Only driver out on track right now that I can see that's still trying to take a qualifying run. Still got 5 minutes left in qualifying though, not practice. We did practice already.
Yeah, I've done that about an hour. Oh, Mullet Music out there said their money was on Chris Carroll on that 24 tonight, Sam.
Chris Carroll is actually really good at short tracks. I know I was hearing that he was enjoying the setup too. So, yeah, I could see him playing a factor tonight for sure.
Yeah, Chris Carroll, he has not won a race. Man, when was the last time he won a race, Sam? Back in Michigan, back in July. Chris Carroll has not taken the podium.
Yeah, he's definitely missed out on the first spot a couple of times. He was involved in some unfortunate circumstances last week at Bristol. But I don't think he's coming in here in a must-win situation just yet. But looking good out there right now, still on provisional pole. Still looks like 6 drivers yet to take a qualifying run. As I say that, the 12 of Mark Arthur's out on track. Now, Mark does not like Richmond. He has said it many times. However, Mark always performs well at Richmond. So, got to keep an eye on that 12 car as always here tonight. He could be going for a three-peat.
You know, watching him just come off a 4 right there. I believe that was 4. I don't know where he's at. But watching that back into that car just get a little loose on him. That was 1. My bad.
So that was lap 1 right there. Looks like he ran the high side, probably trying to get some more heat in them tires. Build up the momentum in that number 12 down the back straightaway on his second lap.
I did hear Mark talk earlier that the setup can be up to the high side or down on the bottom. So it's going to be interesting to see where all these drivers want to go with it.
Goes P2. He knocks Blake Decker off of the MFRD front row award with a 22.44. So a 4.2 for Chris and a 4.4 for Mark.
Your pick, Sam Tom Roscoe, has come out on the track.
Running a purple car now, Terry.
Yeah, I noticed all the MFRD guys have got different colors again, and I think D's is in a green car. I don't know what Dalton Kilrobe was in.
Well, they just got to hit all the colors.
Yeah,
They got to hit all the colors before the season's over.
Timer Roscoe stops in turn 4. Is he going to redo it here? See what? Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm thinking he didn't like it, and he's going to try again.
Brian Zimmerman and Jamie Walker look like they're out there finally.
I'm curious to see what Jamie can do. He was also really fast in practice. Another guy who's good at these short track races.
Bruce Pearson on his first lap, good enough for 24th.
23.42 for the number 19. Jamie Walker down the back straightaway. We're riding in car with him. You can hear him working that throttle. It's definitely loosey here tonight. Jamie Walker, third fastest.
Yeah, as he shuts down the motor, take her back down to the pits. Well, I guess he's just going to stop there and do it. Never mind.
Brian Zimmerman finished up his qualifying run, Terry. He was good enough to put it inside the top 10 there, ninth. Brian Zimmerman, also a short track racer.
Oh, Sam, that is everybody other than Fred Thompson in that 46. Everybody has taken a lap other than Fred Thompson. So, as we only got about 30 seconds left, I don't think Fred's going to be able to make a lap in 30 seconds, Sam.
No, I don't think so either. I really don't. I mean, he could try. More than welcome to.
Absolutely.
Looks like Chris Carroll and Mark Arthur, though, are going to be your MF Racing Designs Front Row Award winners here tonight.
Supposed to be able to find out what the wheel is tonight, Sam.
Oh, yeah, we do need to do that, huh? Why do I always forget about doing that?
The only reason I remember because I was just poked.
Yeah, we forget about that sometimes. 125.
125?
125.
Thank you, sir. I better go tell Mark what that is.
All right. Terry goes and tells him what's going on there.
All right. Mark is starting his little meeting with the drivers, so...
He's starting his little meeting, and Terry, we got to start getting through that field. Chris Carroll's going to be starting on the pole here tonight with Mark Arthur starting in second place. Jamie Walker is going to be starting in P3 with Blake Decker to his outside. Dalton Kilroy is going to be starting in fifth, and Brian Dees is going to be starting in sixth. Andy Poliski in that number 32 is going to be starting in seventh with Jason Powell to his outside in eighth. Brian Zimmerman's going to be starting in 9th position, and Corey Sherman starting in 10th. Dominic Lee in that number 98 is going to be starting in 11th, with Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman, starting in P12. Starting in 13th is Kyle Wildman Wellman out there in that number 42. To his outside is going to be Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the number 10. Joshua Ruthford, he's going to be starting in 15th position with Paul Ellison to his outside. Aaron Blockover is going to be starting in 17th with John Perkins starting in 18th. And then you have Mike Hamlin starting in 19th in that number 15 with Ty Morosco starting at his outside in 20th. Brad Collins will be starting 21st with Corey Ruthford to his outside in 22nd. Tanner Marr will be in 23rd. Chris Legoo is going to be starting in 24th in that number 71 machine. Bruce Pearson in that number 19, 25th with Fred Thompson rounding out your field this evening.
Sounds like a good bingo to me, Sam.
I figured I'd just roll through them really quick.
Nah, you're fine, buddy. I was following right along with you. Wait for that pace car to fire it up and get them moving, and here we go. Like I said, Mark Arthur up here with that pole. Chris Carroll with the MFRD pole also. So it's going to be a hell of a race, guys. Buckle up.
Do they do 2 pace laps here, or is it just 1?
Your guess is as good as mine, buddy.
Well, that just answered my question right there. 2 pace laps, all right. So Flagman showing one finger in the air to the field of drivers here tonight. Field of 26 for the Blazing Pedals TRJKarting.com Arca Series at Richmond International Raceway. Chris Carroll on the pole, Mark Arthur outside pole. Pack stands here tonight at Richmond. Full field. It's going to be a great race.
These guys are fired to say that truck make a hard left turn down pit lane. You get these guys fired up. Say guys tonight, because we are missing Amanda Sherman in that number 8 tonight. She has real life problems. Not problems, she's at work. So, Amanda, if you're watching, hey, wish she was here.
First start's going to be on the green flag. After that, it's going to be on the leader in the restart zone. They're coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air here at Richmond. Going down into turns 1 and 2. The field's still 2x2x2. Everybody's going to check up. Jamie Walker looking to get second place there off Mark Arthur on the inside line. Remember, this setup is going to be real loose here to start. Everybody's going to be taking it nice and easy.
Chris Carroll still has a nice little lead over the 88 of Jamie Walker. Jamie Walker coming real close to the back of that 24 car, along with Mark Arthur trying to catch back up to that 88.
Jamie Walker's got a good run here, go down the backstretch. He's looking to take the lead already here on lap 2 of 300.
Blake Decker to 92 looking underneath Mark Arthur, trying to take that third spot away.
He's going to look to the low side of the speedway here.
Well, I
Just
didn't know
can't seem to clear him coming. Oh, no, he does, going down the back straightaway. So give third to Blake Decker. Mark's
Sam,
struggling a little bit, Terry.
Yes, he is. I was kind of looking back there behind Mark in that red car. I was like, who in the world is that? It's Dalton Kilroy in that 41.
Yeah, right behind him, you got Brian Dees in a green car. It's Halloween, boys, not Christmas.
Yeah.
What is that?
88 underneath 24, trying to get that spot from Chris Carroll. Not quite there yet.
He got him. He got him going out into turn 1 to new race leader, Jamie Walker. So that's 2 lead changes so far here tonight. We're going to see plenty of them. Competition caution, remember, on lap 125, unless a caution comes out before that, everybody pretty much single filed out. Looks like the number 92 might have got a little loose coming off turn number 4 there. It's allowing Mark Arthur to get a run going down the front straightaway and look to the inside.
Yeah, like you said, Sam, 300 laps here in Richmond, and I think the fuel runs anywhere between 50 to 60 or somewhere in there, I believe.
I got a fuel run of 50 to 60 laps.
Okay, that's the same thing I've got wrote down too, bud. Marquise Smith out there in Chatland. Hey, Marquise, how you doing, bud? Seen you was down in Charlotte last weekend. Hope you had a good time. Blake Decker touching the wall just a little bit right there.
Gonna leave it in your hands for just a second, Terry.
Oh, I got you, buddy. I got you. Go get your ice cream. Because that's really what he's doing. As Blake Decker is pulling up with the 24, Chris Carroll trying to make a move on that 24. Dalton Kilroy looking underneath the 12 of Mark Arthur, trying to bring the 17 of Brian Dees along with him. I know we ain't got cameras on that because Sam had to walk away, but that's okay. I will try to do my best here for you. Jamie Walker now with about a 3/4 of a second lead over second place Chris Carroll. As Blake Decker is still trying to run down that 24 of Chris Carroll, as Mark Arthur is also trying to get to the 92. Somebody I haven't got to look at yet. 32, Vandy Poliski trying to run down the Brian Dees in that 17 car.
All right, sorry about that. Camera guy's back.
Yeah, did you get your ice cream?
I did.
We got us a caution. Oh, we got him backed up here with Josh Rutherford and about 3 or 4 other cars, Sam.
See if we can't get a replay on it.
It looks like 98 of Dominic Lee was involved with that.
Yeah, I actually just saw it right there. Him and the Lone Dutchman making some contact. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one, Terry.
Yeah, I'm going to see what race control says here in a minute, Sam, and I'll let you know.
From my view, it looks like the Dutchman might have came up on that one, but I'm not entirely sure. Waiting for Terry to go ahead and get word. See a lot of drivers come down pit road. Leader Jamie Walker electing to stay out on the racetrack along with Blake Decker and Mark Arthur. Dalton Kilrow. Pretty much everybody inside the top 13 stayed out on the racetrack. Everybody else kind of came in the pits. Chris Carroll taking a wild strategy coming down pit road. What you got, Terry?
All right, Sam, that took a minute there. The lone Dutchman himself, Philip Van Fleet, that was on him.
Yeah, I mean, from our angle, it did kind of look like that Philip came up. It's kind of hard to tell, though. That was a real close one there.
Lone Dutchman moving to the back, and we're going to see what happens here. Van Fleet started the race in 12th position. Now he is actually down a couple laps. He had to actually come through the pits, I believe, too. He is in the pits.
Well, we're going to line them up. Get them stacked back up. It's going to be in the hands of Jamie Walker and that number 88 as soon as they hit that restart zone.
All right, kind of like we started this race, Sam. We had the 88 and 12, 32, 41, everybody up there. Jamie Walker, heck of a jump on that 92 of Blake Decker.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Blake actually got a really good restart there as they barrel down into turns 1 and 2. I mean, he was able to clear Mark and hang on to that second position. Having a good run here so far tonight.
And looking at time and scoring, none of the top 10 came down the pit at all.
No, the first one that came down the pit was Tanner Marr. He's sitting in 11th. Only a fuel stop. Interesting call, but it could play out for him later in the race. I mean, now that lap 125 caution, that's no more, right? So everybody's going to be playing a little bit different of a strategy. Jamie Walker running a little bit of a different line than everybody else in 3 and 4, kind of running the middle. That was really interesting to see.
Although he is on track, Josh Rutherford was caught up in that little mess back there. He spent 27 seconds in the pits along with Brad Collins, and that 28 seconds. They're both back on track.
Looks like the front end of that 60. I mean, he T-boned the 89 pretty hard there. Or it might have been the 98. But he T-boned one of them pretty hard. So the fact that it didn't blow up the radiator in that thing is impressive. I mean, Josh is still in this round of playoffs. He's trying to make it to the next round. Doing everything he can, but just not having the luck that he thinks he should have.
Josh Rutherford needs about 2 spots, Sam, between this race and the next race to be able to go into the next round of 8. He is sitting in 10th place now in our points. Has 17 working underneath teammate 41 of Dalton Kilrow, trying to get that green past that red.
Well, green's better than red anyway.
It's like Brian Zimmerman at 28, trying to follow D's through there to get around that 41, and he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to follow the 17 there, and it worked for him. Maybe Dalton kind of let him, being a little cordial there, let him have it. I mean, it's only lap 20 of 300, still a long way to go. A lot of guys are starting to figure out what they can do here on this 20-lap run. like I said, I know the set's going to tighten up as I go, and as the sun goes down, the set's going to tighten up. So it should make for some good racing here.
Yeah, as night goes on, I think we're going to have some really good race. I mean, during practice, the air temperature was 78 degrees. The track was at 88. And right now, the track's at 81, and it's still 77 degrees outside.
Well, someone you mentioned a little earlier, Terry, Corey Sherman in that number 3. He's up 2 positions from the start of the race. Right now under pressure from John Perkins, just kind of riding out there, but sitting in 8th position, having a good night right now.
Yeah, and jump around in, guys, your pick, Ty Morosco, rounding out your top 10, basically, in that in that purple car.
Yeah, and Ty's already up 10 positions from where he started the race, so Ty's making moves out there tonight.
Yeah, I just went through MFRD's cars. Michael, you do an awesome job. You know that. We tell you that all the time. I'm going to have to go with that number 10, though, that black 10. I really like that.
Well, that's the one Taylor's been running all season.
Oh, I guess so. I just don't pay attention, I guess.
Yeah, the only ones who have changed are Dalton, Ty, and Brian, I think. Taylor, I've always known Taylor in that black number 10. What gives, Michael? Why ain't Taylor going with the colors?
Kind of back here in the back, I'm watching a 42 of Wellman, 22 of Collins, 44 of Backover, the 71 of Mr. Legu out here running around. That's 64 Josh Rutherford in front of these guys. Everybody's made clean and cordial out here.
Yeah, as you see the 42 go to the bottom side of the racetrack, looking underneath the 71, gets a little bit loose right there. Couldn't get the power down, slots back in. He's going to try again.
Jamie Walker now with over a 1 second lead over second place. Mark Arthur still has Blake Decker to contend with back there behind him in that 92 car.
And I tell you what, Terry, I think that 88's got something figured out because he's been consistently running the middle of the racetrack in 3 and 4 of the past few laps. I'm going to see if he does it here again, but that's something I've noticed he's doing that nobody else is. Yeah, he goes straight to the middle side of the racetrack, almost diamonding it, but running almost a whole lane up from the other guys.
Jamie's Walker last win was Chicagoland, Sam, when we first started this round, the chase here. He actually won Chicagoland. That was first run of the chase. Then we had Paul Ellison and Mark Arthur, of course, coming in behind him.
I'm trying to get an eyeball here on everybody running in 3 and 4. I see everybody else pretty much going to the bottom side of the racetrack. And I'm sorry if I was Mark or Blake or even Brian, who can still see Jamie right now, I'm going, hey, he's running a little bit higher and he's pulling on us. So I'd start running a little bit higher.
Yeah, I've done that in the past, Sam. I try to watch where these guys are really fast. I'm like, well, there's something up there. I want to try it. Doesn't mean I'm always going to work on it. Mike Hamlin, man, working hard on the 55 of, 55 of Paul Ellison. Just trying to make that work in that 15 car.
But, you know, Paul, he's not going to give up these spots that easily. I mean, he still has that yellow banner on his car. He's going for all the points he can. I mean, first-time winner at Atlanta, locked himself into this round, but still has his work cut out for him. He's got to make it into that round of 8.
And those guys running side by side like it was, Hamlin finally got around Ellison. That gave the 55, the 16. Whoa, I'm sorry, the 18 of Jason Powell just actually tagged the wall a little bit. Gave time for these guys to all catch up.
See Corey
Jason
Rutherford.
Powell just looking.
Yeah, we were looking at the same thing. Corey Rutherford to the inside. Joshua Rutherford got real loose right there, coming out of turn 4.
To me, I'm watching the 18 of Jason Powell. Look like he's really going in hot into these turns, and it's drifting up more than I think he wants it to.
Number 5 of Corey Rutherford, he got real loose there coming out of turn number 2. It's allowing Jason to get a heck of a run here, and I'm telling you, man, look at this. I mean, this is racy. They've been side by side for a few laps now.
Michael Falk out there saying that his cars get used parts once they drop out of the chase, I guess.
Yeah, your color changes when you're in the chase, but when you get out of the chase, you go back to a basic black, he said.
Oh, Fred Thompson. Ooh, lap traffic Fred Thompson. Make a Mark Arthur work for that position.
These guys are under green flag conditions. We're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break of the evening. Stick around. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Shut up and sit down.
Unfortunate timing, but I guess you could also say perfect timing. As we finish up an MFRD commercial, we have a caution flag here out on the speedway. Looking like it was the 42 of Kyle Wellman involved. We're going to back it up and take a look. Kind of looks like he might have gotten loose here coming off of turn number 2. Back it up just a little bit more. Yep, just gets on the gas a little too hard and sends it down. Ooh, hits that inside retaining wall. Pretty good.
Gotta love those self-spin, Sams.
Hey, Terry, you know, it doesn't look like he hurt that car all that bad.
No, I'm actually focused on him right now. And Race Control has come down and said it was on that 42. It's pretty obvious what we're looking at. So he will get an EOL.
Well, that's going to change up a lot of strategy because now everybody's going to bring it down pit side. Remember, you had Chris Carroll come down earlier and try and change the strategy up a little bit, but this is going to put everybody back on an equal playing field. Question is who's going to take tires, who's not? Or is it just going to be a fuel-only stop? You see a couple of guys staying out. Taylor Butcher-Benjamin, Corey Rutherford, Joshua Rutherford, Bruce Pearson, Kyle Wellman. First one to come down pit road is that 88 of Jamie Walker. He's going to beat Mark Arthur out off pit road first. Looks like Brian D is going to come out third, but hands the race lead over to Taylor Butcher-Benjamin. That's our third leader here tonight.
Sam, one thing we saw last week at Bristol at the other short track we ran, these guys was kind of double stinting tires. Evidently, they're not getting tire wear all that bad tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I mean, this is an interesting strategy call for the four guys who stayed out. I know Wellman's tires have to be heated up there, at least the rear ones after he spun. I mean, he kind of kept his foot in it trying to get that thing to rotate back around. It just wouldn't. So them rear tires are probably a little shot for that number 42. And again, Taylor Butcher-Benjamin, Corey Rutherford, Josh, they all pit on lap 11. So I think they can only go about 20 or 30 more laps before they're going to have to pit.
Interesting move out of Kyle Wellman. He stayed out there like he did, knowing he had to go to the back. I think I would have come down pit lane just to maybe top off the tank or something.
Kind of just going down, looking through timing and scoring here, seeing where everybody's stacked up right now. Pretty much everybody came down on lap 45. Like I said, except for these top four. A little bit of a strategy call. I mean, nobody really took tires that I can see. Blake Decker maybe because he got a 16-second stop.
Yeah, that's the only ones I can think of, and I'm sure lap 11 on these other guys up front. Wow.
Yeah, but everybody's still on the same set of tires, so it's going to be interesting to see how this restart plays out here. When these guys go green, Terry, you know what kind of camera I got tonight?
Oh, I hope you have that one that makes it really loud.
I got that one that makes it really loud, and we're going to use it.
Let's see these guys get single filed here. I'm kind of scared with these guys up front with these old tires.
Well, green flag is back out in the air. Taylor fires them off. They're going to go barreling down into 1 and 2, and we're going to go ahead and go. Crank it up. All right, gotta love the cranking up cameras. Mark Arthur having issues. He's up to the top side of the racetrack, got in the wall a little bit right there.
Yeah, Sam, I think he's done it a couple times. I think Blake Decker in the 92 also got up there and done a little scrubbing on that right side.
Yeah, remember, I think Blake's on fresh tires too, so Blake's coming hard. I mean, he's already up to 8th. Started back there around 16th.
Oh, Blake is my pick, but we also know Blake can get a little aggressive when he knows he's on fresh rubber like that. Another thing I want to mention, Taylor Butcher Benjamin on the older tires hasn't pitted since lap 11. Is already well over a half a second lead over second place Corey Rutherford in that 5 car.
As you got Jamie Walker trying to get around Dalton Kilrow right now. That's a battle for your 4th position. Chris Carroll's sitting back there in 6th. He's dropped as far as, I'd say, almost the 26th position. I mean, he's been almost to the rear of the field. He was the first one to pit there under that first yellow. Now finds himself back up inside the top 10, side by side with Blake Decker. Remember, Blake on them fresh tires. He's making a charge, already up to 7th.
So the 3 we have out front with the old set of tires, I think it's giving these guys with the new tires a little bit of run. They can't get around them. They're making them work.
I mean, you got to give Joshua Rutherford credit. I mean, he was involved in that first caution, had some pretty significant front-end damage. Now out there running in 3rd and honestly holding on to it. He's holding on to it. He's running good lap times. I mean, him and Dalton just ran identical lap times right there. So Joshua having a really good night so far right now. Oh, as I say that, he's going to get loose. He's going to save it. They're going to be 3 wide going out in a turn. Oh, my God.
I was going to let you just call him out one, buddy.
I didn't know what to do.
3 wide again.
Blake's looking 3 wide. They're putting him in the middle. Oh, the little bit of contact there.
Mark Arthur almost into the back of the 24 car. He had to get on the binders.
I mean,
Man.
you know, yeah, they still got 240 some laps to go in this race. I mean, they could have at least let him try and catch it. Whew! They put him 3 wide twice.
As they keep doing that, Taylor Butcher Benjamin now well over 3/4 of a second have this field, in front of this field.
Yeah, but we got to go back and keep watching near 5th on back because Jamie's trying to hold off Blake Decker. But remember, Blake's got them fresh tires, and I mean, if you look, those fresh tires are helping, but not as much as we thought they would.
Yeah, Walker trying to hold off Decker. Decker, I believe, might be trying to hold off that 24 at Carroll, or maybe you don't even know Carroll's that close to him, as Carroll now just gets up behind the 88 of Walker, and Decker in that 92 just snugs up right behind the 41 of Dalton Kilrow.
Yeah, he's got a good run here coming out of turn number 4. He's going to be side by side down in front straightaway. Blake Decker looking for 3rd once again. Dalton's going to fight hard on the outside, and Blake's going to prevail.
Decker with the freshest tires out of the 2, the 41 and the 92, excuse me. As, Walker come in a little hot. Couldn't get it down on the bottom where you'd like to have had it.
Yeah, but Chris also couldn't get the power down, so Chris is going to slot back into 6th. Mark Arthur struggling just a little bit. We saw him getting to the wall a couple of times and now sitting in P7. Go back and look at Joshua Rutherford. He's still under fire from Ty Morozco. Got Brian Zimmerman, Andy Poliski, Brian Dees all in this mix. Corey Sherman back there.
We got to race up. I don't even want to look at Taylor anymore. He's boring. He's just riding around there all by himself, a second ahead of second place.
We got a few good battles going on right now. I see Paul Ellison trying to look to the inside of that 33 of John Perkins. Both of those drivers are still playoff contenders. You can tell by the yellow markings on their spoilers and their banners.
Jason Powell in 18, maybe trying to work on the back of that 55 of Ellison.
Everybody looks like they might have got it single filed out. Paul Ellison looking again to the inside of the 33, not going to be able to make anything happen. But, Terry, we're going to have a battle here for the lead here in the next couple of laps. Here comes Blake.
Something interesting. We ain't got but 2 drivers. That's multiple laps. Oh!
Side by side for the lead going into turns 3 and 4. Should be quick work here. Blake with them fresher tires. Yep, he's going to slide them up in front of the 10 and take that lead away. So Fourth leader tonight, Blake Decker.
Well, what I was going to say is we have two cars that are multiple laps down. Be Dominic Lee, which I believe he actually left the server. Philip Van Fleet still sitting in the pits after that incident.
He wouldn't happen to be in the infield care center, would he?
No, sir, I don't see him up there.
Yeah, neither do I. All right, no big deal. Corey Rutherford having a good run here tonight. Unfortunately got knocked out of the round of 16, but he's sitting P3 right now. He's up 19 spots from the start of this race. But remember, he was one of those drivers that did not pit on lap 45. He's under pressure from Dalton Kilroe. But something I've been noticing, Terry, some of these guys who, we call heavy hitters like Dalton Kilroe, Jamie Walker, Mark Arthur. I mean, they're struggling here tonight.
They absolutely are, Sam. Mark Arthur especially, we usually see him again. But you know what? You said at the beginning of the race, Mark's not a big fan of this track, but he does well. So right now he's sitting in 7th place, not doing horrible. But yeah, Chris Carroll sitting in 5th, Dalton Kilroe sitting in 4th. Man, these guys got to make a move somehow tonight.
Still a long way to go, Terry. We got 230 laps yet left in this thing. But the real question is when are these guys who pit on lap 11, like Taylor, like Corey, when are they going to have to pit? Because we know that everybody else took fuel on lap 45, so they could probably go to about lap 90 to 100. Whereas Taylor, Corey, they're going to have to pit here in, I'd say, the next 5 to 10 laps.
Yeah, I was trying to do the math myself, just thinking about that. They're going to have to. Maybe they're waiting for that caution. 41 in the back of the 5. Wow.
It's allowing a big run here by Chris Carroll. They're going to be side by side. Chris is going to go for a twofer here. Going to be 3 wide coming off turn number 4. Oh, my God.
I think Corey Rutherford in that 5 is decide. I mean, the tires are not holding up anymore for him, Sam. He just cannot hold it down in that bottom like he needs to.
I mean, from a broadcaster's point of view, the racing looks like it's really good out there.
Josh Rutherford in that 64 just called out a pit, along with Kyle Wellman, the 42. These guys be coming down pit lane.
Well, so there you go, right? Because Joshua was one of those guys who last pit on lap 11. So now we got to keep an eye on people like Taylor Butcher-Benjamin, Corey Rutherford in that number 5. Because they should be coming down here anytime, I imagine.
Yeah. Corey Rutherford just calling out his pits.
Mark Arthur looking to the outside.
Mark Arthur just tagged the wall again on the right side of that Barbie car.
So number 5 brings it down pit side. Blake Decker still your race leader. He's out to about a 2.6 second gap. As you see drivers coming off pit road, he's got lap traffic out of him now. But these drivers, now the likes of Kyle Wellman, Joshua Rutherford, are on fresh tires.
Yeah, they should not be going a lap down, that's for sure. And especially being a caution, that's going to help them guys out a ton.
Wellman gets big time loose coming off turn number 4. It's allowing Blake to get to the back bumper. I think if I'm Blake, I try to be a little smart here. No sense in trying to put him a lap down right now. He's got a great lead over Chris Carroll.
42 calling out his pit. I thought he just came out, didn't he?
He could have gotten a penalty.
Oh, he had to. If he said he's coming back in, yeah, he pitted at 73. Here he comes back down the pits. Wow. Maybe during the caution we can get a hold of the Kyle Wellman of that 42 and find out what's going on with him.
All right, so everybody else, last pit on lap 45 right now. So again, like I said, look for them to come down pit road. I'd say around lap 90 to 100. Maybe 105, but I'd say that's pushing it. Chris Carroll is about 5 seconds back off race leader Blake Decker. Mark Arthur under pressure from Dalton Kilroy right now. Dalton looking for third. And Jamie Walker back there in fifth. Oh, Mark gives Dalton a little shot there. I don't know if you caught that, Terry.
I did not catch it, but I did. Mark did apologize to him, and Dalton says, "Man, it's okay. I'm on the old stuff here."
Yeah, I mean, he definitely got a run there through the center of 1 and 2. Gave him a little bit of a bump. Dalton definitely felt it. He got a little sideways, but they kept it straight. Good racing.
Maybe look at some fan favorites out here real quick. Sam Tanner Marr, we got some pullers out there. He's showing 15th place right now in that number 4. Mark Arthur showed in 4th place. Who else we got? Where's that 44 car at?
Where is that 44 car at?
He's up there in 10th place.
That he is. Yeah, he's under pressure from Paul Ellison. And these guys are trying to get around the lap car here of Fred Thompson. Fred just went a lap down. We got a yellow flag. Oh, Jamie Walker and Mark Arthur involved. Two of the heavy hitters here. Let's see if we can't get a caution, or I'm sorry, a replay on that. We already got the caution. Looks like hit Mark and Dalton. Something going on here, Terry. Let's check it out. Ooh, Mark gets a little loose. Catches it. Oh, that's a tough one. Looks like Mark just kind of ran Jamie out of track there, Terry.
Well, again, we've been talking about these heavy hitters tonight, man. There went 2 of them, and Race Control did come down and say it is on that Barbie car, the 12 of Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur will be getting an EOL going to the end of the line.
Yeah, it just looked like he might have thought he was clear, or that Jamie might have been giving him a little bit of space there, but kind of just kept coming up, and Jamie just barely had his nose there. And it was enough to send the 12 into the outside wall, so Mark has some pretty significant damage now. So he hit that outside wall a ton.
We got an admin out there giving his 2 cents worth. Yeah, Rick, it was on 12 with Mark Arthur. He did call it.
Well, while we're under caution, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, got to cut it short again. They went double file. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Blake Decker's still your race leader. Michael, I promise I'll get you a full commercial here tonight. I promise, 100%. You know me. Green flag back out in the air here at Richmond.
Blake Decker got him a nice little jump at 24. Chris Carroll says, come on back here, bud. It's my turn to lead this race for a couple laps. So Chris Carroll working on the back end, looking underneath, getting underneath the 92. Let's see if he's going to make this work.
Now, Chris took tires. Blake took fuel only. Remember, Blake's on older tires right now. So the different tire strategies are starting to come into play here. Blake's not giving it up easy, but Chris Carroll back to the race lead. Or I'm sorry, first time he's leading tonight. So that's 5 different leaders here tonight, Terry. I'm keeping track.
There you go. Dalton Kilroe also took tires there on this last pit stop here. He's looking underneath 92, and Decker trying to get a spot away from him and go up in the second place and maybe challenge Chris Carroll for this lead.
Well, something I'd like to point out, Terry, my pick, Ty Borrasco, up there in 4th. Up 16 spots from the start of this thing. Still 109 laps to go, but still plenty of time for that number 1 to make something happen.
Hey, let's look back here behind your pick of Time Roscoe in that 28 car. Brian Zimmerman, somebody's name we really have not said at all tonight, running up there in that 5th place. Probably going to get that spot away from the 92 of Blake Decker here shortly.
Sorry, Terry, I'm just checking on the stream here.
Oh, you're fine.
Sure it looked like it might have been lagging or something on my end. It does that on occasion, but nobody saying anything in chat. Looks pretty good. I'm going to keep moving on, keep plugging on. Brian Zimmerman looking underneath Ty Morosco, trying to take 3rd position away. Now, remember I said Brian Zimmerman, he's pretty good at these short tracks. And look at that, up there, fighting for 3rd.
I'm kind of staying on my side. Oh, 17 D's gets into the side of the 92 of Decker just a little bit. D's had to back off. Now he's got Poliski in the 32 running up on his backside.
Oh, big sideways from John Perkins back there, number 33.
We got a wreck. 30. That was on
Poliski.
32 and Jason.
Poliski goes around.
Yeah, that was on D's and Poliski, right? Not D's. I'm sorry, Jason Powell. 32 with heavy damage.
I'm trying to see about getting a replay here. All right, let's see what happened. Oh, yeah. Jason Powell gets into the left rear of the 32, sends it around. It's pretty cut and dry right there. We'll back it up one more time for the viewers at home. We'll even go a little bit further back.
And Poliski having a hell of a run tonight, Sam, and this happens to him. Poliski bringing it down pit lane there.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, it didn't even look like he hit the wall that hard, but still a lot of damage to the left side of that number 32 machine. Just an unfortunate turn of events here tonight.
So, yeah, it has been confirmed. Jason Powell in the 18. That is on him tonight.
There you have it. Well, while we're under caution, we'll go ahead and get Michael's commercial done. We're going to go side by side, though, this time, so you guys don't miss a thing. We'll be right back. All right, quick commercial. We're back live. I just wanted to get Michael's commercial in. What you got, Terry? Anything? Notice anything? Anybody come down pit road that time? That's what I'm going to look for here. Couple of drivers. Bach over on 95. Mike Hamlin was another one on 95. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Corey Rutherford. All them drivers came in on lap 95. Everybody else electing to stay out on the racetrack. Chris Carroll, your race leader. Dalton Kilroe, second.
Well, Sam, right now we got Andy Poliski. He's still on pit lane with that meatball flag, along with Philip Van Fleet. He is still on pit lane after the 42 minutes of getting that damage repaired.
I'm thinking he might have had some bigger issues than we thought with that number 89. We're doubling them up here. We're going green this time by, though.
Chris Carroll, your leader, Dalton Kilroe on his outside. Behind Dalton Kilroe's Ty Morosco. Beside him on the inside is Brian Zimmerman at 28.
Pace truck's going to duck on off. It's in the hands of Chris Carroll in the restart zone. He's going to fire him off, and green flag is back out in the air.
Chris Carroll, big jump, brings Zimmerman right along like he had a chain tied to him or something when he took off. Just pulled that 28 right along with him.
I will say that those two guys are part of a team known as Pit Lizard Performance. So I assume they're sitting and talking with each other, and I think that's why you saw Zimmy get a pretty good restart right there. I think Carroll might have helped him right there. Maybe a finger out the window or something, you know. Let him know when he was going. Dalton Kilroe looking back to the inside of the 28, though.
92, Blake Decker back up there in a fight. Running fourth place. He's got that purple car of Tom Roscoe, that number 1, all over the backside with the green car of Brian Dees in that 17.
Oh, Dees got real loose right there fighting his teammate on the outside. And I'm telling you, man, this setup, you got to take care of her, and she'll take care of you. Blake Decker looks like he might be struggling a little bit. He's on these older tires. He's just going to keep going backwards.
The Decker and them two MFDR cars might want to watch out. 88, Jamie Walker back on the move, trying to make his way past these guys. The one of Ty Morosco getting underneath him at the moment.
Yeah, and I think Ty is like struggling. He's really struggling right now. Not so much the race car or the racing, but he's stuck behind Blake Decker here on the top side of the racetrack. And now you see he's going to move to the bottom side and try to get around him because he virtually lost 2 spots there to Walker and Dees trying to get around Blake Decker.
Walker makes the clean pass, slides right back up in front of Decker, as now he's going to try to work on that 17 of Brian Dees. As Chris Carroll still a race leader, Zimmerman behind him. Dalton Kilroe trying to work on that 28 just a little bit. Can't seem to make it work.
Ty Morosco cleared Blake Decker right there, Terry, and almost a little bit of contact coming off turn 4. Looked like Ty kind of slid right up in front of Blake, and Blake kind of gave him a little 0x to let him know he was still there.
Yeah, Sam, somebody I want to look at real quick. The driver of that 46 car, Fred Thompson, up 4 spots from the beginning of this race, sitting in 22nd. He is still on the lead lap of this race after 106 laps. Awesome job, Fred.
Yeah, Fred's out there making moves, man. Like you said, up 4 spots. He started 26th on the grid tonight. But yeah, still on the lead lap. And if anybody's wondering why we're saying it like that, it's because Fred is like 70, 100 years old.
That sounds good.
but he comes out here and races with these guys, and he shows up every week, and he still does a great job. And having a good run here, especially for Richmond, especially in this setup. So good job to Fred.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Rick's out there in chat land. Rick knows how we feel about his dad, and man, we love having him here.
Dalton Kilroe still trying to get past the 28 of Brian Zimmerman. Can't make anything happen. Dalton trying to lock himself into the round of 8. Right now, only one driver, and that's Mark Arthur, is locked into the next round. Everybody else is fighting for every bit of points they can get.
As you bring up Mark Arthur's name, he is down 17 spots, down to 19th. In that 12 car, remember Mark was involved with an incident earlier. It was his fault, so he's got to make his way back up through this field. Sam looks back here. Let's look back here in 10th place. The 3 of Corey Sherman. Ain't said his name a whole lot tonight. Corey out there doing a hell of a job in that 3 car.
Oh, a little bit of contact there between the number 4 and the 92. That checked them all up. Now John Perkins looking underneath the 4 here, going out into turns 1 and 2 as we look at the number 3 of Corey Sherman. Sitting in 10th. That's where he started, but still a good run so far. Still a lot of time left in this race.
Perkins was still really hard. Trying to get around that 4 of Marr. Just couldn't make it work.
Let's go ahead and go through the field. We got Chris Carroll, your race leader. Brian Zimmerman there in that number 28 running second. Dalton Kilroe right behind him in third. Jamie Walker back there running in fourth. Jamie's trying to work his way back up after that little bit of a tangle with the number 12 car. Brian Dees is rounding out your top 5 in that green number 17. I like it. Ty Morosco in that purple number 1. Sitting in 6th. At least they're starting to, race some of my favorite colors, Terry. I mean, I like green and I like purple.
Well, you stopped right there at Ty. I happened to click on the next one, Blake Decker. A solid orange car with black outline numbers on that 92 car. I really like that.
Yeah, it looks like it's basically saying, hey, I need a sponsor, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. As the Ford is still working on the back of that 92, Tanner Marr is just wanting that spot.
Well, you got a good run there coming off turn number 4. Just can't seem to do anything with it. Both these drivers last pit on lap 84, but Tanner did get tires. Blake did not. Same with John Perkins and Corey Sherman. They're all on fresh tires. But Blake's actually holding them off pretty well here. I don't know, Terry. If this goes green flag the rest of the way, I don't see Blake's strategy working all too well right now.
No, because we know these guys like Chris Carroll. He's probably got this thing timed out by now of where he wants to change tires on every pit stop.
Let's go back. We're still going through the field. We're taking a look at Aaron Bach over here in the number 44. He's running in 11th. Got Mike Hamlin, Jason Powell right here. Mike Hamlin sitting in 12th. Powell trying to get to his back bumper there to take that position. Powell's running in 13th. Taylor Butcher-Benjamin back there in 14th. Corey Rutherford, he was up near the front a little bit earlier. He's still up 7 spots from the start of the race, sitting there in 15th with Brad Collins out of Speed Mafia in that number 22. Brand new paint scheme from MFRD right there for the number 22. Michael, if you're still watching, if you could get me that custom number so I can put it in the ticker for next week, that'd be awesome. Appreciate it. Well, I still got his old colors showing, Terry. I gotta update it now.
I know, buddy.
Mark Arthur running in 17th. Chris Legoo actually having a pretty good run here tonight. Car looks clean in that number 71 Priority Auto Chevrolet. But he's sitting there in 18th. He's up 6 spots from the start of this thing. I'd say he's having a pretty good run.
Yeah, he is. And, we haven't seen Chris for a while. He is actually on a real race team up there in Vermont where he lives. So I think they finished their season up last week, maybe. But now we're going to see more out of that 71, I'm sure, the rest of the season.
Going back a little bit further, Joshua Rutherford. Running 19th. Paul Ellison, 20th. Bruce Pearson back here in 21st. Fred Thompson, 22nd. And then we start getting into the lap cars. Kyle Wellman, first car lap down. Andy Poliski is 24th. Philip Van Vliet, that number 89. The Lone Dutchman finally getting that number 89 back out on track. 25th position for Philip. Then Dominic Lee, we know, put that race car on the hauler. They're heading home for the evening.
So one thing I want to say about that 89 car, he's setting the pits for 45, a little right over 45 minutes, Sam, getting that car fixed. Philip, if you watch this back, thank you for sticking around and coming back out, putting that car out here on the track, man. Try to get a couple more spots if you could, but appreciate you coming back out. Back up front, Sam, Chris Carroll, a little over a second over Jamie Walker right now.
Yeah, but Jamie has been making moves since we went through the field. I mean, he got around Dalton. He got around Zimmerman. Zimmerman's dropped all the way back to 4th.
Zimmerman right now under pressure a little bit from D's. But Zimmerman's still maybe trying to get that position back from Dalton Kilroe. So these guys are getting them spread out pretty good, Sam. I mean, if I go back all the way to Decker in that 92, John Perkins in a 33, Aaron Bach over in a 44. Those are some pretty tight guys right there racing 1 to 3 coming up behind the 44.
I'm looking at this battle here between Brian Dees and Brian Zimmerman going down into turns 3 and 4. Brian's trying to do everything he can to get around this number 28. Remember, you look at the playoff banner on that number 17. He is also trying to fight his way to a race win and get himself locked into the round of 8.
I just realized we say Brian. I guess we're going to have to say their last name since they're right there, right?
Dees and Zimmerman.
Yeah.
You can call Zimmerman Zimmy if you want to.
Brian Dees just flashed out on my screen, Sam. I don't know about yours.
Yeah, I'm thinking he might have some electrical issues going on in that number 17. Not quite sure. Seems to be running okay now. Looks like we got Jason Powell coming off pit road.
I heard something in their comms, but I couldn't quite hear what they was saying. Hear Corey Rutherford out there talking about something, but Sam, I just happened to notice we do have Corey Rutherford on an in card tonight.
Yes, we do. I can pull him up. Bam, there he is.
There's Corey Rutherford, driver of the number 5, not doing a bad job tonight. Right now, running in 14th, started in 22nd.
Wearing that True Sim Productions t-shirt.
Heck yeah, that's the only reason I told you to bring him up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
from his looks.
If you want to get one, you just go to savageedge.com and Corey will get you one. I got one. Terry's got one. You see Corey Rutherford's got one. Go get yourself one. Great t-shirt.
If you don't want a TSB shirt, you still hit up Corey Sherman at savageedge.com. He'll put your name on anything other than a shot glass.
Hey, you know what? I'm sure he'd even be willing to put TSP sucks on a t-shirt for you.
Yeah, that's what you want. Hell yeah, get it. I want to say hi to Amanda Sherman out there in chat land. I ain't seen her say anything for a while, but Amanda, if you're still up watching, man, we do miss you on track tonight.
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a little break. We're going to go side by side so the fans at home don't miss a thing. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
We are back live. TRJ Karting here at TSP True Sim Productions. As we watching Chris Carroll still running a little over about 2 seconds, 2 3/4 seconds over second place. Jamie Walker getting around lap traffic right now of the 19 car. Man, these guys are doing a good job. We ought to be getting back to green flag pit stops here shortly, Sam, I would think.
As you say that, Jamie Walker just brought it down pit side.
There we go.
And now, actually, I kind of want to keep a camera on him because I want to see what he does here. I would imagine we're going to be seeing tires be taken, but I could be wrong. Might be a fuel-only stop. Fuel-only stop for the number 88, Terry.
And Sam, we are having more drivers call out that they are coming down pit lane. Got Corey Sherman and Blake Decker both coming down. Tanner calling out his pit.
Brad Collins is on pit road. Blake Decker, Corey Sherman. Chris Carroll, still your race leader. He's decided to keep it out on track. Dalton Kilrow maintains second. Brian Zimmerman in third. Green flag pit stops rapid. Chris Carroll coming down pit road. Dalton Kilrow stays out one more time.
Zimmerman sideways coming down pit lane. Slowed down Brian Dees a little while.
Yeah, but Dees was managed to jump him there on pit road. So that gives Dees another position once this cycles through.
Bruce Pearson calling out his pits in that 19 car. Tanner Marr down and away.
3 MFRD guys stayed out on track. You got Dalton, Ty, and Taylor, first, second, and fourth. They all stayed out, and they're still out on track.
41 Dalton Kilroy calling out his pits now. Ty Morosco, teammate of Dalton Kilroy, also coming in. That should relinquish Bach over to the lead.
Bach over last pit on lap 95. Is he going to take over the race lead right now?
I wouldn't see why he wouldn't. Oh, 71. Man, get it sideways. Right behind Bach over.
There you go. New race leader, Aaron Bach over number 44.
And that makes how many?
6? 7?
I thought you keeping track.
I lost count. We got to 5 and I lost count.
I'm sure Bach over that 44 is going to have to come down shortly.
Yeah, like I said, he last pit on lap 95. Same with Taylor, Mark 96, and Joshua Rutherford there in fourth. Last pit on lap 95. Everybody else lap 149 to 153 where we're at right now. And if it cycles through, caution would change everything, yeah, but Chris Carroll would maintain the race lead, but only 2 seconds ahead of Jamie Walker.
Brian D's working to get that lap back from Bach over as with them fresh tires.
You're right, Brian D's did take tires. So I said Jamie and Chris did not. Mark Arthur on pit road right now. Trying to just keep my eye on timing and scoring here. You're watching race leader Aaron Bach over under pressure from Dalton Kilroy. Dalton trying to get his lap back, and he does.
I don't know if you're seeing it or not, but it looks like Bach over is coming down pit lane, but I am getting him blinking like crazy.
Yeah, he's having some issues in that number 44 for sure. Bringing it down pit side. Oh, Terry, he's got right front damage.
Did he blow a tire?
I mean, he's got heavy right front damage.
I am not seeing a meatball on the 44 car.
Maybe
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He has a meatball. So I would imagine he blew a tire, Sam.
Maybe you can go find out what happened, because that's... I mean, he looked fine when he was coming down pit road, and then all of a sudden I looked and he has right side damage.
You know Mr. Bockover just as well as I do. I know if I jump in that room, I'm going to get all kinds of words that I don't want to hear right now.
You can take it.
Yeah. Well, I'm a man. I can see it.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin still out in the race lead right now. Last pit on lap 95. He should be bringing that number 10 machine down pit side here shortly, I imagine. I think he's kind of playing that long game, Terry. He's waiting to see if maybe a caution will come out and put some of these hard hitters a lap down. But losing a bunch of time the longer he stays out on track. So it's a gamble, for sure.
I told you he was going to say words I didn't want to hear.
Yeah?
Sam evidently missed it, but he did hit the barrels coming in. He's got 10 minutes worth of damage left.
Oh, man. No, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, we wasn't watching that part of it.
Chris Carroll takes over the race lead as Taylor Butcher Benjamin brings it down pit side. Now got a 2.7 second lead over Jamie Walker. But Brian D's on them fresh tires, man. He's running 6/10 faster than those two right now. He's coming. He's hungry.
Just looking through the field, everyone. I'm trying to find something we can maybe focus on and maybe bring you a nice little race between two people.
See Paul Ellison right now. He's under pressure from Chris Carroll, but not giving up that spot very easily, because that would put Paul a lap down. And Paul does have fresher tires right now than the number 24, so looks like he's going to pull away and be safe for a little bit longer at least. Paul Ellison, last car on the lead lap in 14th.
Sam, about a lap ago, I was focused on the one of Ty Morosco. At that point, the 71, Chris Legou, was in front of him, got sideways, just about took the nose off that one car.
Ty trying to get around, looks like lap traffic of Mike Hamlin. Manages to get clear of him. Oh, Kyle Wellman and the 15 get in contact.
Kyle Wellman 4 laps down, and I think Hamlin might be 4 laps down also. Maybe that was for position.
It actually was, because he put Kyle Wellman ahead of Hamlin now. Good job by Hamlin, though, to keep that car straight. He hit the outside wall just a little bit. Doesn't look like the car's damaged that much.
Yeah, we definitely could have had a caution right there.
But we don't. We stay under green. So we still got, oh, God, 135 laps to go yet in this thing, Terry.
Yeah, quite a few to go. Quite a few to go. But these guys are making a good race out of this. Kind of exciting. Chris Carroll still 2 seconds above Brian Dees at the moment. Both these, well, Brian Dees are on the fresher tires along with Dalton Kilrose, so probably see them MFRD cars that are challenging Chris Carroll here shortly.
Now, see, if these guys were smart, Dalton Kilrose and Brian Dees, I mean, they're both on fresh tires. They're both running Chris Carroll down rather quickly. If I was them, I'd stay right where you're at. I mean, there's no reason to fight each other right now, right? Like, go catch the leader and then fight it out from there. So, kind of looks like what they're doing. But we know how these guys are. Every point's going to matter here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let these guys just run them down nice and easy, because they're doing a hell of a job doing it. And they got Ty Morosco back here, about 3 seconds behind them. So, I mean, there's plenty of time.
Ty actually had the fastest pit stop out of those three with a 14.47. Total time on pit road, though, Dalton had them all beat with Brian Dees had them all beat with a 45.57. So, just shows you there, those tenths, they matter.
Josh Ruth with fresh tires, trying to work on the back of Ty Morosco. Maybe try to work his way up toward the front. Maybe try to get a lap back.
Well, he is the first car one lap down right now. Kind of got his work cut out for him if he wants to get up there and try and get a lap back right now. I mean, he's got about 23 seconds to the race leader. Speaking of which, race leader is still Chris Carroll, but we're about to have a three-way battle for the lead. Chris Carroll coming up on lap traffic. Brian Dees is there. So is Dalton Kilroe. They caught him. Look at that. Dees is going to make quick work of that 24. I think Chris knows. He's like, I'm on old tires. These guys caught me from about 4 seconds back. No reason to put up too much of a fight here.
Good move out of Chris Carroll, moving out of the way at the 17 and 41. Kind of a gentleman's agreement right there. Just get out of the way, let him race.
So that gives the lead to Brian Dees. That's like our 20th race leader tonight.
Brian Dees right now running in our 9th spot. Actually, he's kind of on the bubble, Sam. Brian Dees, he has to make something happen within these next 2 races to get in that round of 8.
I don't see him giving up this lead very easily. I mean, you know, Dalton's got enough points. He could probably point his way into the next round. Dees doesn't really have to worry too much, but still has to worry just enough. So he would love to be able to get that win and not have to worry about it and just lock himself into that round of 8.
Yeah, Sam, Dalton Kilroe out of the MFRD, he is actually 3rd in the points. Tom Roscoe's in 4th. So, yeah, Dees just right around, get you a win, I mean, it's possible we could see Dees in that round of 8.
I think he's going to do it. I think you're going to see. Now, that's something we can talk about, Terry. Who do you think makes it in a round of 8? I mean, Dalton and Jamie, Mark, because they're all, you know, pretty much locked in / pointed in. I'd like to. I'm pretty sure Corey Sherman makes it into the 8. I'm pretty sure.
So he's out there in chat land. He's not on the track tonight. Rick Thompson. He's 5th right now in our chase. And Rick, I wish he was out here, man. But this is going to be a rough one for Rick to try to gain points back next week if he shows up, which I'm sure he will. So, I don't know. Josh Rutherford, maybe? I think he might be a surprise to get up in the 8.
The way he's running right now, I'm not sure if that's going to be likely. He's sitting at 15th. That's still good points night. But I don't think it's going to be enough for him to point his way. I think we're going to go into the next race. We're going to have a couple of drivers. I think maybe Paul Ellison, Joshua Rutherford. They're going to be in must-win situations next week.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Josh Rutherford has the potential. He can get out here yet tonight and do something. I mean, we still got a long ways to go. Yes, he is a lap down. But I think he's trying to do what he can right now to get that lap back.
We got Shelly out in chat, Terry. She said, how long does the 44 have to pit? Did he give you time? He's been on pit road for almost 10 minutes, if that helps. Getting that.
Yeah, Shelly, he should be coming out within the next minute or 2. He told me it'd be about 10 minutes. So he ought to be coming back out here in the next minute or so.
Tom Roscoe found his way up in the 3rd position.
Can we get a 1?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 again right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've had it, a couple, 3 times already this season. Oh, Rutherford in the wall, hard into the wall. Just kept it up there. Kept it going, though.
And Wellman got real loose coming off of turn 4 right there. Ty's not sure what he wants to do. Kind of got to get around these guys if he's going to want to run down his teammates here. He's got about a 3-second gap to our race leader. Looking to the high side here on Wellman. Wellman's going to get loose again coming off turn 4. That 42 struggling coming off turn 4. Blake Decker on a different strategy than most. Out there running in P5. You got Jamie Walker in 6th. Not usual to see Jamie this far back this late in the race, but there's still time. Tanner Marr found his way inside the top 10. Under pressure right now from Corey Sherman. Both of them running 7th and 8th. Tanner up 16 spots from the start of this thing.
Watching Brian Dees and the 41 of Kilrow. They ran up on Paul Ellison in that 55. That has given their teammate in that number 1, Ty Morosco, the chance to catch these guys back up. And possibly get that 1, 2, 3 again. I mean, we have a long way to go, but Paul Ellison is not laying down for these guys at all.
There's a lot of battling going on back here. I didn't want to take a camera off it. It was between Tanner Marr, Corey Sherman, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. You got the lap car of Brad Collins in the mix. Bruce Pearson was in the mix. The Lone Dutchman was in there too. There's a lot of stuff going on back here.
Corey Sherman right now could use teammate Lone Dutchman, Philip Van Fleet, as a blocker. Put him up there in front, Corey. Let him push himself through there. Just follow him along. That's the teammate coming out of me.
Brian Dees just put Paul Ellison a lap down. That leaves Corey Rutherford in 12th position, last car on the lead lap.
Again, that did give Ty Morosco the chance to catch up. Ty Morosco right now, our biggest mover of 17 spots running in that 3rd place.
We take a look at our pit stop strategy, pit stop times here. You see the difference between our drivers, Dees, Kilrow, and Morosco. That's your top 3.
And Shelly Backover has made his way back out on track. Two lead cars working on the lap. Traffic 46. Fred Smith makes a nice clean get around.
Fred who?
I said Fred Smith, didn't I?
Yes,
Fred
you
Thompson,
did.
excuse
There
me.
you go.
Do you know who Fred Smith is?
Nope.
He's the owner of FedEx. Why is that in my head? I have no clue.
Well, I tell you what, we'll give you a chance to clear your head, Terry. We'll take another commercial break here. We'll go side by side. Y'all won't miss a thing.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live here. We got a caution flag out here on the speedway. Terry told me to go ahead and check out the number 71 here. Terry, when I click the yellow flag, it looks like he's on pit road.
Yeah, check Brian Zimmerman.
Brian Zimmerman. Oh, yeah, there's already stuff going on here. Oh, him and Mike Hamlin got into it here. So let's go to this camera. Oh, Zimmerman just goes in a little too hot. Sends him around.
Yeah, race control did come down. It is on the 28 car.
Oh, Corey Rutherford came in there way late. Hit Hamlin. I don't think he was expecting him to be sitting there. He was down on the bottom side. He had Perkins to his outside here. Just trying to catch the field. Didn't know where Hamlin was. Everybody bringing it down pit road, though.
Yeah, we're getting close to. We was getting close to a green flag pit stop, Sam. But I guess they decided they don't want to do it that way.
Showing Dalton Kilroy is the race leader right now. 97 laps to go.
So I got one screen I'm showing Brad Collins as the lucky dog. The other screen I'm seeing John Perkins as the lucky dog.
That's something we can point out, though, is that Dalton Kilroy did get around Brian Dees while we were under commercial there, and that's our 15th lead change of the evening. It's not, but...
We've lost track, so we're just going to start just those numbers out, so...
I hate to say it, Terry, but you know what it is. Cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, that's actually our fifth one for the night, Sam, at lap 200 out of this 300 lap race. Still got a little, 90, probably 96, 95 laps or so to go before the end of this race when we go back green.
Hey, 5 cautions in 200 laps really isn't all that bad.
At Richmond.
I'd say that's a win in my book.
Yes, it is, absolutely.
But the night ain't over, so let's not hold our breath just yet. I know these guys can do it, but... like we said, cautions breed caution, so anything can happen.
Up front, we have the thrill. Here we go. Green flag race.
Dalton Kilroy in the restart box. The fire's off. Back underway. Hey, Terry, look who made it up into 3rd position. The number 3, Corey Sherman.
I was going to mention that Corey Sherman in that 3 car surrounded by MFRD cars.
Oh, both of those guys got loose. Chris Carroll, Ty Moroscos. We got another yellow.
Caution.
I'm showing Fred Thompson here. See if we can't get a replay on that. Get a replay on that. Down in the 1 and 2. Might get loose on his own. Yep, Fred gets loose on his own coming out of 2. Everybody does a really good job to avoid him. Doesn't make contact with the wall. Good job, Fred.
Yeah, good job on Fred. And race control did come down and say that was on Mr. Thompson in that 46 car.
Well, what'd we just say, Terry?
Cautions breed cautions. That's going to give a chance for
Chris Carroll getting a lucky dog.
who was it?
Chris Carroll.
10-4. Oh, okay. Chris Carroll back into the battle.
Yep. Right now we only got 10 cars on the lead lap.
Chris Carroll sitting in. Hey, we have somebody in the infield care center if you want to grab him there. It's Corey Rutherford.
Sure, let's go ahead and bring him in. You can go ahead and talk to him. You got him.
Hey, Corey, what are you doing in here, buddy?
I'm wrecked.
You okay?
Yeah, it was that wreck between the 28 and the 15. 15 was just at a dead stop in the middle of the track. And I know I had the 33 on my outside, and I was committed on the inside, so the only option I had was to get on the binders and try and hope the car would drop onto the apron, and it didn't, and I just rear-ended the 15 because he was at a dead stop. So I'm still sitting on about 8 minutes worth of damage before we can get back out.
Well, we see the 5 car doing just wonderful up there at the beginning of this race. Then all of a sudden you started heading back to the back a little bit there. So how's the setup feeling?
It's slick. It's good on the long run, but it's really slick on new tires. But I've just been taking the whole race and just trying to mind my P's and Q's, take it easy, and gain positions as they're available. And I was running top 10. I had just come out of the pits, was on fresh tires, and hoping I could gain some more positions. And instead, wreck. That's twice in a row I've tried to short pit and had a wreck right after pitting. So.
10-4.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I might need to drop this pink car. I've wrecked every single race with it.
So you're going to bring her back out?
Yeah, we'll get back out, but I don't know where I'm going to finish. I'm going to have to hope for a lot more attrition in order to get a semi-decent finish.
10-4. Well, we'll get you back down there with your brother and your team, and hope to see you back out here, man. Good luck.
Thanks, Terry.
Driver the number 5, Corey Rutherford. Involved there, said he tried to get on the brakes.
I heard some of the MFRD guys out there kind of messing with Sherman a little bit while we was talking to Corey Rutherford. They're kind of wondering why he's up there and playing with them.
Well, we got to keep in mind that 3 car and that 41 car. There's some history between them two.
Absolutely is. So, yeah, we'll see.
Going to be coming to the green here, it looks like, with about 88 laps to go. Dalton in the restart zone is going to fire him off. Green flag back out in the air.
Corey Sherman giving a love tap to the 41.
He's going to be side by side with Ty Morosco going down into turns 1 and 2. Going to be able to clear him here. Ty's going to try a crossover, look to the inside, going down the back straightaway. Ty's there. Corey running that top side. Remember, we saw Jamie Walker up there. Oh, my God, Ty, what are you doing? Oh, I didn't pick you this time, Corey. I didn't do it. That one's on Ty. I didn't do it. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get a replay on that. Oh, let's see. Poor Corey Sherman here. We're going down into turn 3 and 4. Corey's going to run pretty high. Gets a good run. Yeah, Ty just misjudges it. Turns him. Everybody trying to slow down. Jamie Walker involved. Oh, man. Everybody just piling in there. Brakes!
Well, Sam, your pick has been deemed the bad person for this one.
There it is. Never fails, Terry.
As the one actually sitting in pit lane now, getting a little bit of damage you don't imagine.
Well, while we're under caution, we'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Back live, and these drivers are getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Richmond. Dalton Kilroso, your race leader, in the restart zone. Green flag back out in the air.
Sam at Black 10 finally made his way up there to make it 3 MFRDs again after Ty Morosco has to serve a penalty. Starting in the back of the line, I believe he still may even be on pit road. He is, actually.
Mark Arthur has found his way back up into 7th position, now fighting Corey Sherman. Corey, with a mangled race car, still holding on to that 6th position, can still manage good finish out of this tonight. But definitely got some problems on that number 3 machine.
Hey, Sam, I'm going to let you talk to him this time, but your driver is down in the infield care center.
Ty Morosco, driver the number 1 coming out of the infield care center. Talk me through it, man. What happened?
I mean, it was just racing. I came off the corner and just got right on his quarter, just barely clipped him and spun him around. I tried to slow down, be a nice guy, tried to not have a cause, and then bam, hit from behind and thrown into the wall, or thrown into Jamie, I think, and it broke both our wheels, and now I'm sitting in the pit lane trying to get it fixed up. Sucks because we had such a good night going.
We got caution, Sam.
Well, we'll let Ty go ahead and finish up, and we'll go check out that caution. I'll see if I can't find it here. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, it just sucks that, I just clipped him just a little bit, and that little bit of clip really puts us in the wall, or puts us behind the 8 ball and in pit road. I mean, I thought, I guess I should have just kind of not been so nice and drove kind of through it, but I tried to brake and not cause a big thing, and big one happened anyway, so nothing I can do. It just sucks. I barely got him too, and it just sucks when that happens.
Well, you want to know something that won't make you feel any better?
What's that?
You were my pick tonight.
Well, that's why. Thanks.
Well,
Yeah. I had a fast. By the way, I started 20th and I sucked. I've been driving like a grandpa all day, trying to save my tires, and then that's how I got up front. And I was trying to stay up there, and I was driving it. It just barely clipped them.
All right, man. Well, hey, we're gonna let you get back down with your team. We're gonna go over this caution, and we'll go ahead and maybe see you back out on the track.
Yeah, I'll be out there about 2 minutes.
All right, man. Well, good luck when you get back out there. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
That was driver number 1, Tom Morosco. And Terry, I'm looking at it here. Got Mike Hamlin and looks like Blake Decker involved here.
Yeah, Sam, you're absolutely right. Race told he'd come down and say that was old Woodside 92, Blake Decker.
Taking a look at it here. Interesting call.
Sam, Philip Van Fleet, and Jamie Walker in the pits, along with Ty Morosco, with the meatball flag.
So Jamie having a rough night. That's going to move some people up in points. See Corey Sherman coming off pit road. This was the opportune time for him to come down and get some of that damage fixed on that number 3 machine. He was on pit road there for about a minute, in his pit stall for about 34 seconds. So trying to get all he can get fixed for that number 3.
You bringing up Jamie Walker's name. Jamie, as we said, he is sitting second in the points chase at the moment.
I'm going to bring somebody else up here. I'm going to interview him real quick.
All right.
Brian Dees, driver of the number 17. Sam and Terry up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
So we saw you get around your teammate there, Dalton Kilrow. What's going through your mind? Do you think you got it here tonight, or you're gonna have to battle him? What's going on?
I think it might be an MFRD battle here tonight. I think maybe he's a little bit faster on the long runs, but earlier in the run I might have the speed, so kind of depends on how these cautions fall here, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, man. Well, hey, don't let Dalton win it. Kind of going for you now that my pick was Ty, but I don't want to pick nobody else, but you're driving my favorite color here tonight, so good luck out there.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
That was driver of the number 17, Brian Dees. Says it's going to be an MFRD kind of night, Terry.
I don't know, Sam. Look back at the number 3 car in third spot, I should say. Chris Carroll made his way back, got a lap back, and now he's back up here running third.
I swear if I just jinxed Brian.
Oh, no. I was listening.
He just blinked out.
Oh, yeah, he did. Wow. Yep.
Hot second there, too.
Mark Arthur made his way back up to the front. 55, Paul Ellison back up front.
Nine cars on the lead lap, and someone we really don't say a whole lot about is that number 22, Brad Collins. He's the last car. He's the last car on the lead lap. Brian D's going to fire him off here in the restart zone. Green flag is back out in the air.
You tell the MFRD guys are all together. They kind of fired off together. I think D's probably counted them down. Chris Carroll says, no problem, guys. I'm still going to get up here and race you and try to win this thing.
You know, someone else that I'd like to point out who's having a great run right now is that 55 of Paul Ellison. Don't know where he came from. He was back there a while ago getting lapped by the leaders on that green flag run. Now sitting up there inside the top 10 having a great run.
Paul Ellison, winner at Atlanta in our first round of the round 16. That actually moved him into this round of 12 in the chase. So Ellison doing what he can to get out there and maybe get another W on his list and move him in a round of 8.
Battle for second spot, Dalton Kilrow and Chris Carroll. Dalton trying to fight back on that high side. Chris looks like he's going to be able to clear him here coming off turn 2, down the back straightaway. Give P2 to Chris Carroll. Dalton's going to cross him over and look down to the inside.
And Sam, running in fourth place, Mark Arthur, lap 222, he got tires. So let's watch out for that 12 car and make his way up through here.
Yeah, he's making a move right now. Lap 230 of 300 here. About 70 laps to go. See Amanda Sherman out in chat showing her displeasure with Ty. Can't say that live on air. Mark Arthur just ran the fastest lap of the race right there, 22.61.
Again, he's on that fresh rubber, so I think, if you get around that top, on the outside of Kilrow, wow.
Well, remember, we saw Jamie using that lane a while ago in 3 and 4, as now he looks to the bottom side of the racetrack here in 1 and 2. Chris Carroll trying to look for the race lead up there. That's our 5th lead change of the night if Chris Carroll can get around him.
Mark Arthur made a clean pass around Dalton Kilrow, put him in 3rd place. Now he's going to try to run down to that 24 Carroll. Carroll last pit for tires, 2:01. As he tags the wall.
That's just showing you what 20 laps on tires does. I mean, it makes a huge difference. Mark's now in P3 looking for P2 as Carroll looks for the race lead coming off of turn number 2. Or turn 4, sorry.
So D's, Carroll, Kilrow, Benjamin all pitted at 2:01, where Mark Arthur done to 2:22.
Paul
Mark
Ellison
Arthur
pit on lap 2:02. Like you said, Blake Decker did pit on lap 2:22, Terry, so maybe look for him to start making his way up to the front here.
So then the last 3 laps, we've watched the 24 Carroll and the 12 of Mark Arthur kind of get up into that wall a little bit. Whoa! Oh, Carroll's, oh man.
Great
Carroll
save.
tagged by the 12.
Great save, though. Let's make sure nobody else can hit him here. He's probably hoping nobody else does, but Carroll did a great job of keeping it out of the wall. Oh, man. Phil Van Fleet coming in hot.
Oh, Van Fleet gets taken by the 46 of Thompson, too. Wow.
Hey, here's the thing, man. These guys, they got to slow down. You see that caution flag coming, that wreck could be anywhere.
And Chris, this is for you. And they ain't done yet.
We still got to see if we can't get a replay. Let's actually go on board here with Mark Arthur. Yeah, he just goes down in the corner and gets in the left rear. Carroll. And again, Chris Carroll doing a great job saving it.
And Sam, it's come down race control. That is the 12 car. Mark Arthur gets that one, so he goes back to the end of the line.
Yeah.
Is there enough time for Mark Arthur to make his way back through this field again and get up there and challenge? Of course, Carroll bringing that damaged car down pit lane, maybe get a little bit of work done. Hopefully he can get back out there, make up some time.
Well, we're going to take another quick commercial break. Be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt kicker. The future is feeling.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Back live here at Richmond. Paul Ellison out in the lead. Brad Collins in second. Pace cars ducking on off.
Paul Ellison in the lead. How many does that give us, Sam?
I think that's like our 30-second lead change.
Pretty close.
All right. What do you got?
I got 2.
Oh, all right. Well, I was way off. Down into turns 1 and 2, though, Paul Ellison's going to hold on to the race lead for right now. Pretty much all the other drivers came down pit road. Brian Dees, fuel only. Brad Collins did take tires. Dalton Kilroe, fuel only. Blake Decker, fuel only. But race lead to Paul Ellison.
Did you say tires?
I did say tires.
Okay. Brian Dees really getting up there to that 55 of Ellison. Trying to make a move. Trying to make it, he gets in front of Ellison. That'd be our, 4th lead change for tonight.
Somewhere around there.
Back here a little bit with the 41 and the 22 of Collins. Man, they are fighting with Decker right behind them.
Dalton got real loose there coming off turn 2, but he managed to clear the 22, allowing Blake Decker to get a run underneath of him. One in the outside wall there. It looks like Corey Rutherford. It's going to stay green. He keeps it straight.
You know, Chris Carroll was involved in that little incident a little bit ago. He still was in 6th place, running down Collins now in that 22 car, trying to make a move, get his way back up front.
Terry, this number 55, I think, has something figured out. He's under pressure now, but he's been managing to hold off this 17, and he's running 1 lane up versus everybody else. Look at him right here. 1 lane up from that number 17. 17 looks to the inside, but can't get the power down.
Yeah, it seems like he definitely has the power for the stretch, or for the front and back stretch. Oh, 17 sideways.
Yeah. He's trying really hard to get that race lead, but I think Ellison can just get the power down a little bit better running that top lane.
Blake Decker, 92, I think. Oh, wow, I thought he was going to make it 3 wide right there going underneath, but then he chose to go on the outside of the 17 and behind the 41 at Kilroe.
Looking 3 wide.
D's maybe touched him just a little bit, says, don't do that, man.
This is everything Paul wants to see right now, though.
Are we seeing blocking out of that 17 car? Oh, the 4 man turning.
Why? Why every time? I'm done. I'm done picking drivers, Terry. That's it. I'm done. No more. Sam will never have another pick as long as he broadcasts on True Sim Productions.
I hear you, buddy. That was some really hard racing. I think Decker had the fresher tires, just tried to make his way around D's and just squeezed it a little bit, but it wasn't going to work.
Yeah, they were racing each other pretty hard. We're looking at it right here. Yeah, a little bit of a bump. Just sends him around. Luckily, not too much damage. It looks like it was just a slight tap to the side there, but
it was enough.
Yeah, it was enough, and it's definitely not what Brian Dees wanted.
So a couple people really probably wanted to see that was Sherman, Benjamin, and definitely Chris Carroll.
CC 55 bringing it down pit side. Chris Carroll bringing it down pit side.
Corey Sherman coming down, 92 Decker coming down.
All right, so here we go. This is interesting. What's the fuel window again, Terry?
Anywhere from 50 to 60, so this is going to be tight.
I see the 55 taking tires. Yep, 55 taking tires. It's going to have the freshest tires out of the bunch. It's the same with everybody else here on pit road. 50 laps to go. Good call. I like it.
So if Ellison gets up in one of the top three at the end of this race, Sam, I have one question for him. So whoever talks to him, I do have a question for the guy.
Who's that?
Paul Ellison, if in the 55. I really want to know how his tires looked coming in here on this pit stop.
Ty Morosco bringing it down.
So Sam's in a look, and looks like Arthur, Carroll, Ellison. No, not Arthur, excuse me. But Carroll, Ellison, Collins all took tires right here. Your top five is Kilroe, Dees, Benjamin, Decker, Arthur did not, fuel only. And that was a lap 236.
Bunch of different strategies being played out here. Got 48 laps to go. Anything can happen, Terry. They gave the race lead over to Dalton Kilroe, though, and I believe that was our 55th lead change of the night.
I think you probably ain't far from it, Sam. Or if not, right on it. Well, Shelly, I just happened to see your comment out there, not the 3. The 3 isn't doing horrible.
Corey's actually up there in the 8th position right now. He looks like he got more damage fixed and took tires probably. We're 1 to green.
Again, we got the front row of MFRD. We got one in the second row, MFRD. Then we have the 12 of Mark Arthur, 24 Chris Carroll, 55 Ellison, Brad Collins, Corey Sherman, John Perkins, Blake Decker, Joshua Risford. That is your top 11 that are on the lead lap. Sam, looking back in 12th place.
I was just looking at that.
Awesome run out of that 71 car tonight.
Back in the restart zone, and we're back under green.
Dee's going to check that bumper out when he gets out of that car tonight. Everybody's been hitting the back of that thing. Mark Arthur just did the same thing.
He's under pressure right now from Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Chris Carroll trying to make something happen. Collins and Ellison back there. Almost 3 wide. Corey backs out of it. They were dooring each other a little bit. Short track racing. Ellison's not going to give it up easy. He's having a great run here tonight, up 10 positions from where he started, sitting in 6th. He's been a lap down once or twice this race. Having a great run.
Ellison, Collins, Perkins, all 3 on fresh tires.
We're going to have to watch the lap times here. That time by, it looks like Brian Dees was the fastest in the top 5. Paul Ellison ran a 22.7, so he was the fastest car out on the racetrack right then.
Chris Carroll trying to look underneath the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. We've seen Carroll go a lap down. We've seen him mid-pack. We've seen him get into an accident. Now he's going for the lead. That would be number 72, I believe.
Looks like he's going to make it happen here. Dalton fighting hard on that top side. Barely keeping a fender there, but Chris is able to get the power down before Dalton take that race lead. And as Terry said, that's our 14th lead change of the night.
Wow.
It's so dumb. Like, we're just trying to have fun, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long race. It's just a little inside joke. We're just having fun with it.
Because we honestly don't know how many lead changes there have been.
Yeah, I tried keeping track, and like I said, I lost it at 5, so it's hard to keep track when we got all kinds of other stuff going on. I mean, I'm watching Paul Ellison right here getting into the 5th position. Now he's going to try and run down the 12 of Mark Arthur. Mark's trying to get around the 17 of Brian Dees. Mark's starting to run that Jamie line. That's what I'm going to call it, because that's where Jamie started running before anybody else, was that second groove in turns 3 and 4, and it's been working ever since.
I don't think that high line's going to work from Mark Arthur anymore like it did earlier as Ellison trying to sneak up underneath that 12 car.
Boy, wouldn't it be something to see Ellison win here tonight. He's got the freshest tires. You know the concentration on him right now is just laser focused.
Oh, I don't believe Ellison's getting to run his line that he was earlier, Sam, because Arthur basically taking it away from him.
He's having a hard time trying to get around the 12 even with those fresh tires. He clipped the apron just a little bit there. Now here's the question. Now that Ellison has a chance to get to the line he prefers, what does he do? Looks like he's going to look to the inside here maybe.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin just blinking like crazy in that 10 car.
Oh no, Paul, save it, save it. Oh, good save.
Nice.
Good save.
He doesn't even lose a spot.
That Taylor's going to fight hard here on the outside, but that's not good for the rear tires of the 55. They're going to be heated up. They're going to take a lap or two to cool back down. Back up to the front. Chris Carroll's starting to gap Dalton just a little bit here. About a 3/10 gap, 4/10. Mark Arthur looking to the outside of Brian Dees back there. And Mark gets into the back of Brian.
I'm telling you, Dees is going to have a big old... have to replace that bumper. He's going to have to.
There was definitely contact made there. How they kept it straight, I have no idea.
I'm sure Dalton Kilroy's thinking, how can I get back around this 24 to get this win and lock myself in that next round of 8?
Yeah, but Carroll also trying to do everything he can to lock himself in.
Again, Chris Carroll's last win was quite a while ago, back in July at Michigan.
Ellison back there looking to take 5th spot once again off of Taylor. Thinks better of it. Mark Arthur looking for 3rd.
Paul Ellison got them tires cooled down, I should say, and trying to make his way back around Taylor Butcher Benjamin as Mark Arthur keeps doing what he's doing there, trying to work on that 17 of D's. But say we've got Perkins and Collins right behind these guys too, and you know, a lot of times we don't get to see these guys up front a whole lot.
No, we don't. I mean, they're all having good runs. Well, I'll tell you, we're pushing about 30 laps to go here. So what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to take one more, a little bit lengthy, side-by-side commercial break. Then when we come back, we'll go green flag to the end. What do you say?
Do it to it.
Sounds good. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around.
and sit down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back live and 20 laps to go. We're going to stay live the entire way. I want to thank you again for joining us here on True Sim Productions on a Sunday night for the Blazing Pedals TRJKarting.com Arca Series. Chris Carroll still your race leader. Paul Ellison back there trying to get around Mark Arthur. Dalton Kilroe trying to run down Rutherford. That's not going to help. Mark Arthur getting big time sideways. That gives Ellison his preferred line on Mark here. I think Ellison might have it.
Hold on. Wow.
They're racing hard here. Mark's not giving it up easy. Paul's trying to take it. Trying to
That lap
cross him
traffic
over
right
here.
now seems to be helping Chris Carroll with Dalton Kilroe. Oh, it was.
Paul's still doing everything he can, trying to get around the 12. Dees is coming back up now. 16 laps to go. Last car in the lead lap right now is Blake Decker in 10th. Corey Sherman running 9th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin 8th. Brad Collins 7th. Perkins 6th. Brian Dees, we see him right there in 5th. Paul Ellison 4th. Mark Arthur 3rd. Dalton Kilroe 2nd. Chris Carroll, your race leader.
And Sam, our top 6 drivers at the moment, the way they run. Oh, Mark into the wall. Ellison getting around, and Dees going to get around him, I believe. But these 6 drivers, they all are in this championship race.
And with that, that bumps Paul up into 3rd.
And now Ellison actually getting his line finally where he wants clean air. Maybe starting to walk away from his 12 car.
Let's see what
And
happens
17.
here. He's got his work cut out for him. 14 laps. It's a long way here at Richmond, but I don't know if it's enough time for him to get up to these 2. There's the gap right there. Dalton trying to run down Chris. Chris just hoping it stays green flag for the last 13 laps of this event. Brian Dees back there trying to get around Mark. Every point matters here.
Paul Ellison loving what he's seeing coming out of his mirror back there with Dees and Arthur fighting it out, trying to get that 4th place. Dees with the advantage of being on the bottom.
Taking a look at lap times last time by, Dalton Kilroe was the fastest out of the top 3, but not by much. Ellison ran a 23.67. That time by Ellison was the fastest out of the top 3. Carroll with a 6.6, Dalton with a 7.3, and Ellison with a 5.9. So Paul is running faster.
Dees and Arthur running up here side by side is giving the chance for that 33 of Perkins to kind of close in on him a little bit.
That time by Chris Carroll was the fastest car. 10 laps to go.
Still got a hell of a battle back here between the 12 and 17.
Yeah, it looked like Mark got real loose coming out of turn 2 right there, trying to stay on that high side.
Chris Carroll still a little over half a second lead over second place Dalton Kilroe. Dalton Kilroe, a little bit, about a half a second also over Paul Ellison.
Yeah, I'm just watching lap times right now. Ellison's kind of dropped off a little bit. They were all almost identical that time. regardless, though, I mean, this is the kind of run Paul needed. I mean, he was someone who we thought would be kind of on the bubble here going into round of 8, but having a third-place finish here, that's what he needs.
Absolutely. And Arthur did get around D's finally, but Perkins now trying to close it in on the 17 of D's.
7 laps to go. It's all Chris Carroll right now.
Ellison is just a little bit faster than Kilroy right now, but I don't think it's fast enough to catch him in his last 5 laps.
Yeah, that time by, Dalton was actually the fastest out of the 3.
Mark Arthur don't look now, but Dees has found his way back up to your bumper.
I could see D's giving him a little shot if it gets there.
Well, it would only be right. I mean, Mark's only hit him in the bumper, I don't know, 2 or 3 times tonight.
You said like pretty much everybody has for that 17.
Absolutely. Paul Ellison just cannot close this gap, Sam, up to Dalton Kilroy.
He's doing everything he can. It's 4 laps to go this time by for the number 24 Chris Carroll, though. Three laps to go.
D's right on the back end of the 12. Wow, that was really close for D's. Reach out. Oh, Mark Arthur into the wall again.
Doesn't matter. It's going to be 2 laps to go here. Popsicle sticks in the air for the number 24. He's just got to get to that white flag. Through turns 3 and 4. Chris Carroll's coming out of turn number 4 right now. It's white flag in the air presented by Priority Auto. Next flag will end it.
Mark Arthur actually caught up to Ellison just a little bit, and D's caught up to Arthur.
Down the back straightaway for the final time for the 24. It was a battle of attrition. He was down a lap at one point in time of the race. Coming out of turn number 4, give the win to the 24 of Chris Carroll. Second place goes to Dalton Kilroy. Third, Paul Ellison. Great run. Fourth, Mark Arthur. Fifth, Brian Dees. Sixth, John Perkins. Seventh, Brad Collins. Eighth, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Ninth, Corey Sherman. And rounding out the top 10, Blake Decker. Chris Carroll's going to burn it down here in the infield.
Chris Carroll burning it down.
Excited. I mean, he just locked himself into the round 8. I'd be pretty stoked about that, especially here at Richmond. It's a tough track. What we're going to do, though, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, post-race interviews. Stick around.
iRacing, you wanted the best. You got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
We're going to cut it short, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm catching up with our third place finisher here. He just got out of that race car into number 55. Had a really long night, Paul. Walk me through it. You come home in third. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels like a win for me because I cannot stand Richmond.
Well, like me and Terry were talking about it all night long. I mean, you were as far back as, almost the end of the field. You were a lap down at one point, and to bring it home P3, you got to be happy, especially being still in the playoffs.
Yes, definitely. I wanted to keep myself clean, so I was just taking it easy the first 180 laps. I was like, I'll wait till the last 100 laps to start moving. So did a little pit strategy, saved some tires, took some tires when other people didn't, so I was able to work it out.
Yeah, man. Hey, like I said, great finish here. You got third place. It's a good points night for that 55. We didn't really talk about you a whole lot, but you managed to come home and bring it in third. Did you think you had something for those guys there at the end? You were all pretty much running identical lap times.
I had a few laps fresher tires than some of them, so I thought I could hold my own maybe. But like I said, I'm not good at this place, so I just followed them, kind of used them as my rabbit, and just figured it out.
All right, man. Well, who you got to thank on that number 55?
Well, first I got to thank TRJ Karting, Savage Edge, CRJ Graphics, Butt Kicker, Mullet Music Productions, Michael Falk Designs, Priority Auto, and then y'all at True Sims Productions. I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Victor, my dad and stepmom, and I want to give a special shout out to Nicole. That's who I run this car for. She's battling breast cancer right now. Love you, Cole. I hope praying for you.
All right, man. Well, hey, we're going to let you go celebrate that third place finish with your team, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
That was driver the number 55, Paul Ellison. And Terry, I believe you're catching up with our second place finisher, Dalton Kilrow.
Dalton Kilrow, Sam and Terry got us?
Sir.
Hell of a run, bud. MFRD was looking awesome out there tonight. Walk us through your race a little bit.
Yeah, it was, I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been saying tonight the setup was kind of weird the first couple laps, but then once you got some heat in the tires and everything started to kind of wear out a little bit, it got a little easier to drive. Right towards the end there, I was just kind of banking on there being a late race caution. We still had a set in the pits, so I'm kind of bummed I didn't take him earlier when I should have. But it is what it is. I was still able to hold on to finish second, so cannot complain, especially with getting the stage win at the halfway point. Really, really good points, and should give me a nice buffer going into Charlotte next week, to where in case anything happens, I should be fine.
Yeah, you're sitting third right now in our actual points battle. So, yeah, awesome job on that. Who do you got to thank on the car tonight, bud?
Got to thank Daddy-O's Barbershop, Michael Falk Racing Designs, CJR Graphics, Savage Edge Apparel, TRJKarting.com, Butt Kicker, Priority Auto, you guys from the broadcast, and everybody at home for tuning in every week.
All right, man. Well, we'll get you back down there. We'll see you at Charlotte next week, buddy.
Thank you.
That was driver the number 41, Dalton Kilrow, coming home in second. Give me 1 second here. Looking for that. That's what I was looking for. Okay. I'm running down here to Victory Lane, Terry, because we got an excited Chris Carroll climbing out of that race car, celebrating this win tonight. Chris, how does it feel?
Feels pretty good. I had a pretty rough race out there. Kept getting caught up in stuff and getting run over, all kinds of stuff going out there. So I feel pretty good, Sam. I had to just play the tire game and get out there out in front and get some clean air and stay away from that stuff.
Well, hey, man, you locked yourself into the next round with this win. How do you feel going forward in this championship?
Well, there's a lot of fast guys in here, and you just try to put yourself in position at the end, Sammy. Try and gotta get to the end of the. I'm not sure what race we run in the last race, but try and put yourself in position and hope that stuff doesn't happen to you, and you can overcome it if it does. Just gotta put yourself in a spot to try and win the title.
Well, regardless, like you said, you were down and out a couple of times. A few guys that were in the top 5 tonight were down and out a couple of times, but you managed to bring home the win tonight. We go to Charlotte next week. How do you feel about that? You got to have some weight lifted off your shoulders knowing that you're locked into the next round.
Yeah, we're playing with some house money there, Sam. We can fool around and play some strategies and get off strategy and try some stuff that you don't normally try. And it's a lot of weight off your shoulders racing, knowing that you got nothing to lose. If something happens, you got your buffer, and you can go in there and have some fun and just go racing.
All right, man. Well, who you got to thank on that number 24?
I got to thank always Ryan Zimmerman at USAFirearms.com, man. He helped me through that race, and stuff was going bad tonight. He really helped me through there. And we got to thank Pit Lizard Performance, all the boys that run with us here. And we got to thank Five Kings with Tanner Marr. He got me in this league, and I think Mark and Dalton were the guys that made that happen. So I got to thank all those guys. Got to thank everyone out there watching, man. Sammy, we got lots of people out there watching. We got friends and family and all kinds of stuff out there. My folks watch, and you guys for the broadcast, man. Without this, we can't go back and watch that race or any race we run. So all you guys working hard to put this league together, I really appreciate that.
All right, man. We'll go celebrate that win, and we'll see you next week in Charlotte.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
That was your race winner, Chris Carroll. And Terry, it was a long night, but we finally got through it. We had a playoff driver win in advance to the next round. What are your final thoughts?
Yeah, it was definitely a good race. I mean, we probably had a couple more cautions than we wanted, but move on to Charlotte next week. Again, that's going to be a transition race day tonight. I think we're going to see some really good racing next week also. I mean, we got guys that needs to get into this chase.
All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end it there, ladies and gentlemen. Your finishing results are on screen. Be sure to check out TNA Shop Talk tomorrow night, and you should get a points update tomorrow, I'm sure, on their show. That's on Facebook on TNA Motorsports. Check them out at 8 p.m. Eastern. But that's going to do it for Terry and I here tonight at Richmond. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. We'll see you next week at Charlotte, same time. Everybody, you have a good one.